Hey guys, welcome to Muse Themes. I'm Steve Harris. Today we're looking at Build. Now, Build is a brand new template, and we created it as a starter site for new users. So I will admit, if you're an advanced user and you're looking for a theme that has lots of elements that are moving around and lots of widgets, this is not the theme for you. We created this site so that somebody could jump into Muse and have a really solid base to build upon and to add widgets onto. Build is really unique in that it's our first template that is fully fixed width breakpoints, so it is fully responsive, but it doesn't use fluid breakpoints. And I'll cover this a little bit later in the video, but this just makes revising the template and moving and shuffling things around a little bit easier for you. We also included a unique master page in this template that lets you control all of the styles throughout the site in one place. So this is a perfect template for you to start with if you just want to get something flexible out on the web that you can use as your base site. So if I scroll through Build here, you can see that we actually do have some subtle scroll effects on these hero images, and that's because we're using those fixed width breakpoints. We've got some unique elements like this tabbed area here. Of course, we've got more full width heroes. And in terms of responsiveness, as I scale the browser down here, you'll see that once I hit a point where the content wouldn't fit, the whole site just adjusts to a smaller layout. And it will continue this way all the way down. You're not seeing things shrink slowly and have responsive sizing on them, and that's the fixed width breakpoint in action. So let's go ahead and jump into Muse. I'll show you what this file looks like, and we'll talk about some of the finer points of it. First of all, if I open it up in Finder, you can see, of course, we have our Muse file and our just generic instruction guide here. But in our assets folder, I just want to mention that we did include all of the assets. However, they are blurred out. These are stock photos that we cannot distribute. So at least they're there so you can replace them and see what they are within the file. So let me jump back and open up the Muse file. Okay, so when I open up the Muse file, you'll see that we have two master pages, a primary master that has our navigation, our logo, footer, and then we have one called Style Settings, and that's where we've put each of the individual styles used throughout the site so you can change them on that page. Beyond that, we have separate pages, of course, for each page within the layout, and we have this kind of sub-level page called Service Details. So the first thing I'm going to cover is the fixed width breakpoints, and let's talk about that really quick. So if I jump into the master page here, and we look at the breakpoint bar on the top, and let me jump to the biggest breakpoint, you'll see that they're all fairly evenly spaced. Now with fixed width, we want to have kind of logical and well-spaced breakpoints. We don't need them every 10 pixels, or we don't need huge gaps. We want to just have the layout nicely break down to different sizes. If you right-click on any of these breakpoints and go to the breakpoint properties, you'll see that it says fixed width here. And from there, you could change that to fluid width if you wish. So the great thing about a fixed width breakpoint is you don't really need to think about how content's going to push around and shuffle around. You'll see if I click down to a smaller breakpoint, the content is just there, and we're actually missing some guides that make this a little bit easier to see. So let me go to View, and let me go to Show Guides. And now that I have guides on, you see these two blue lines on the left and right side? Those are basically telling you where your next breakpoint is going to be. So as you design around a fixed width layout, you just basically need to make sure that all of your content stays within those two blue lines. Anything that spans outside of those lines and is not set to stretch to the browser width is going to cause some weird off-screen horizontal scrolling. So you can see all the way down through our layouts, every element on this site that is included in the layout fits within the lines for the next breakpoint. And of course, at our smallest breakpoint size here, everything is just pretty much one column full width, and we've moved to this kind of hamburger accordion menu. So if you look at this kind of same setup on an actual content page, you'll see the exact same thing in action. Let me jump into the home page here. So on our biggest breakpoint, there's where our content is limited. And if we keep going down, you'll see we've just kept it within that space. This is your ticket for working within a fixed width responsive site in the easiest way possible. Now, in terms of just editing the content on the template, everything is unlocked, so you can simply click into text areas, change text. Images, we've used a mixture of background and placed images. So for an image like this that's spanning the full width, this is a background image set to fill. So of course you could control click and select replace background image to select something new. And on these images, let me jump to a bigger breakpoint below here. For example, these three. These are placed images, and the benefit of using a placed image versus a background image, of course, is that you can add image properties, so things like alt tags and tooltips to them. So in order to place those, you can again right-click and go Replace Image, or you can actually drag and drop a new image onto that section, and it will just instantly pull it into the site. Now let's talk a little bit about styles. So we've included this master page called Style Settings. So what the Style Settings page gives you is a quick look at styles that are used in multiple places throughout the site. So for example, the H1 headline is used pretty much on every single page. The great thing about this Style Settings master page is that we could go ahead and click into this. We could change the text. So let's just change it. We'll go to, say, Helvetica, and we'll change the size a little bit. And once we've done that, all we need to do is redefine this paragraph style. So I've changed my text. It looks good. Let's go to the Paragraph Styles panel and see this is an H1 headline white. We just need to go Redefine Style. And once I redefine that style on this page, you'll notice that when I go to other pages on the site, it's been changed throughout the whole site. And if I actually jump back to the kind of plan view, you can see that that title is now different on each page of the site. We've done the same thing here for the secondary text, even swatches. If you want to change swatches, they're named swatches within the panel here. So you can see this is a primary swatch and a secondary color as well. And if I double click on it, it's named primary. And if I change it like that, then throughout the site, anywhere it's used, it's going to change automatically. We've also included body copy here, even the tab title headlines. So this is just a way for you to quickly make global edits to the site in one central spot. I think it's pretty great. So as you can see, Build is a really simple base template to start with for any site out there. We have received some feedback from users that they need both simple sites, but also sites that can accommodate more content, more text, and we feel like Build accomplishes that perfectly. Thanks again for watching the Build training overview, and let us know if you have any questions or concerns with this theme. Cheers.